I was more of an opinionated individual who wouldn't stop talking until things get my way. Oh, goodness. Please give me a moment to just look at the room. Earlier in the day, we gathered with a few individuals at SeaTac Airport. Because on this day, 50 years ago, I believe I was told by John at 4:15, John, or 4:20? 4:30. Western Airlines carried the first 34 members of our communities arrived to Washington State. And it landed at gate B5. So now, every time I travel and ended up like departing or arriving at gate B5, it's gonna be so different. And Lieutenant Governor, you probably is gonna hear from me a lot because I attempt to put in a permanent historical flag at SeaTac Airport, and I've been told no. So I'm gonna keep like asking you.
That's bad.
It's a historical event that we ought to be remember, because it is something that we are really proud of. Really proud of. I also shared with the group earlier that as a student, and I think Speaker Jenkins would probably agree that I tend to be a procrastinator. I wait until the last minute to find that inspiration, and I decided to write my speech last night simply because I felt the weight. At this moment, I normally would just rambling on, but it's just too scary to ramble on because if you have heard the speakers before me. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. And brothers, and aunties, and uncles. I came to this state in 1983, behind many of you. You create path, put together shoulders, so I get to step on. You carry me. So because I took time to write my speech last night, I'm gonna read it. And it's titled, I'm a Dreamer. I am a dreamer. When I was 6, I dreamed of becoming a geriatric physician to cure all illnesses so that no kids will ever lose their grandparents. When I was 10, I dreamed to be an army general, to strategize and lead battles, just like the historical figures in Vietnam, the Trung sisters and the Bajil, who fought against the invasions of China. When I was 15, I dreamed that I was still in Vietnam, being with my friends, able to speak the language that people will understand me, and I understand them. When I was 18, I dreamt of a vision for the Vietnamese American to preserve the cultural heritage of a lost nation, to preserve stories of a generation rebuilt itself in a new land, and to lead in all aspects of life in America. When I was 23, I dreamt to simply holding hands of all those Vietnamese newcomers, calming them when they were being screened at the refugee clinic, speaking the language that reminds them of home. When I was 45, I dreamed of changing policies and funding education so that each and every child get to achieve their dreams in this land called the land of opportunities. When I was 50, I dreamed of being louder than the President of the United States, screaming from the top of my lungs that we, the refugees, are not thieves nor thugs. We are the builders. We are the lovers. We are the dreamers. And if you see my note, you will see a lot of crossing and My family came to Washington in 1983. We rejoiced in the opportunity to build a new life. Like many parents, mine wished that I and my sibling would be able to lead a simple, peaceful life, a life where we dare to dream. We became members of community, learning how to adapt, adjust, readjust, 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 and still readjust. 50 years is a remarkable milestone for a community to build itself from traumas not recognized. From complexity of past, pause, past, pause, future, pause, past. From stories told, untold, retold. From selected memories remembered, forgotten, buried. New land is not a product of a dream, but a hope. A hope for a collective communities that share the past, the present, the future, because we are stronger together. A hope for the first generation to find the courage to share our stories so that healings can happen. A hope for the next generation to learn these stories, to know their why, more importantly, their who. And for them to add their own stories as they learn more of their becoming. Because a wise person have once told me, greatness is built, not just happened. Together, we build greatness. And I thank you for spending the time and being here. And I can stand here and thank so many people, but I would love that we take the time to enjoy food that are available for us downstairs in the secretary office. These food came from our community. These food are from the Vietnamese community, from the Khmer community, from the Lao community. These foods are what nourish I and you. And so now I invite you to enjoy those together and find a person whom you have not met, and especially a person who do not look like you. Not to provide them, not to attempt to deport them. Because I honestly don't even know if I stood in this room and hear this story, because I believe if one of those agents stood in this room and heard the story from the beginning to now, I dare them have the heart to do what they've been doing to my communities. But learn about them. Ask them about their journeys. Hear their stories. And celebrate them. I thank you for this opportunity, and please enjoy yourself and join us to commemorate this important event. Thank you.